All right, what's up, YouTube? This is Johnny. Thanks for tuning to my channel. So today I want to talk about Bill Cosby. I know he's hot on in the news, so I just wanted to give my take and my perspective on him. And first off, here nor there on the case, my feelings aren't in that. I'm not about to talk about uh, what was said, the technicalities. I just don't care that much, in the most respectful way, and not being one of these people who could say that his victims or allegedly his victim, whatever the situation, how you want to play it. I'm not stepping into adult business. I don't think that's should have ever been publicly mattered. A lot of things get twisted and strayed, and years later, I'm not about to play those reindeer games. That's something my daddy used to always say. Boy, I ain't playing them reindeer games. But I want to talk about this video from '68. And I was born in '89, so this is before my time. I don't really know much about Bill Cosby. I never really watched the Cosby Show at all. I remember him having the pudding commercials with kids and stuff like that. I believe he had like a TV show with some kids where it was like some jokes or some stuff like that. But I don't know much. I heard that he was trying to buy a network, and then that's when everything went sideways. I can't confirm nor deny. Once again, I'm just a regular person, just going off. But this video, I thought that this is something that younger people like myself and watching YouTube, we should know this side of Bill Cosby, because it's really easy for us in this cancel culture just to put people and to label them. They were this one thing and they were ever. And we're all humans. We all have great things about us. We all have some things that we regret that we wish we wouldn't have done. But your worst moments don't take away from your greatness or your art. So I want to stop canceling people, and I want to highlight just some knowledge that regardless of how you feel about Bill Cosby, as a young black individual in America, this is something that you should hear from him and see what type of person he was in the '60s.
Whiter than the driven snow, whiter than the whites of your eyes. Sugar. Non-integrated, non-black, sweet sugar. But you see, there is a black man in your sugar. His name is Norbert Rillier. Norbert Rillier in 1846 invented a vacuum pan that revolutionized the sugar refining industry. Now, you have to dig to find that fact. I mean, it's not much history, but it's still history.
And the fact that he says it's not much history, but it's still history, man, that's amazing to know. Like, I wasn't taught anything like this in school. We don't hear anything like this on the TV. All that we hear is that we're slaves, we're victims, we're oppressed. It's like, damn, bro, why don't you want to sell us the we shall overcome narrative, the let freedom ring narrative? You can always look at everything from two sides. You can look at it from the victim mentality or the victor mentality. And I'm noticing, and as I get older, I just really sit back like, wow, the world really doesn't want us to believe in yourself. Because when you believe you can do something, you accomplish it. Every great person will tell you everything that they've ever accomplished started as a thought. You manifest it in your mind before you manifest it in reality. And that's why they want to keep throwing, you can't be anything, you can't be anything, you're so oppressed in your face, because they don't want you to start believing in yourself. Because the minute you believe in yourself, watch what happens in your life.
Now, what do you stand in? In your shoes. Now, there's just you and your shoes, isn't there? Nope. See, there's a black man standing in your Oxfords with you. Sharing your soul and your heel is a man, his name is Jan Ernst Metzelger. And in 1863, this is a drawing by the kids, Metzelger invented the machine that made mass-produced shoes possible. Now, you have to dig around for that fact, too. And again, it's not much history, but it's history.
You have to dig around for almost everything about, Black history, which is very unfortunate. Like, we should know more than just we were victims, we were slaves, we were oppressed. I get so tired of hearing that. Like, I always bring up this fact. W.E.B. Du Bois was born in the North. He's a free man, graduated from Harvard. Yes, he was a communist, so we don't want to talk about that part of him, but he was born free. So some people should claim to be his descendants and not just descendants of slavery. I don't understand why everybody just wants to be a descendant of a slave.
What they left out: arms, hands. A child may sense that his situation in life is so powerless that he himself is equivalent to an armless man. My own study reveals that armless people appear 3 times more frequently in the drawings by black children than those by white. The faceless beings suggest that these youngsters not only feel themselves to be less than they might be, they don't even feel themselves to be. The black child who is forced to live in a hostile world may disappear in self-defense. He drifts through life feeling like a shadow. He stops caring and he stops trying. A child who has this on his mind cannot be a child. A child who has this on his mind could want to burn down cities when he gets older.
And to stop it right there, I didn't want to burn down any cities. But I grew up in poverty. My mom was on Section 8 our entire life. Food stamps. I remember food stamps when they was the dollar bills before they made the EBT cards. We lived in a homeless shelter. So I understand of wanting to disappear and be invisible and just drift through life because life is hard. However, that's why I think the narrative of being oppressed is counterproductive. Because when you're one of these kids who really are really living in these bad situations, the last thing you need more people to tell you is, hey, you're doing bad. Hey, you're doing bad. Hey, you're doing bad. I didn't need to hear that when I was a kid. That's why having a father around was good for me because though we were in extreme poverty and doing so bad, my dad always let me know that I could be better than him. And just hearing that my entire life, I want you to be better than me. You can always be better than me. That's a seed that was planted that stuck with me to this day. So when we was eating church's chicken out of a cooler, when we was running the extension cord next door to have lights, I was never a victim of my circumstance. I always knew, but once I became an adult, that I would go so much further.
The whole confusion was summed up by a black 9-year-old in these 2 paintings. This is a 9-year-old boy draws a white man, Robin Hood maybe. And this is how the same boy draws himself. And this is the consequence of deformed history.
A consequence of deformed history. And what's still happening, man? We're making little kids think that they really can't be something because they black. We making white people think they inherently racist because they're white. Because we want to push these critical race theories and because people all emotional and they don't want to study history and learn things on their own. Stuff like this needs to be known by everybody. Like this just don't need to be a here nor there every now and then story. This is stuff that these kids really need to know. So many people are accepting victimhood. Like they don't even want to fight it off. They just want to accept that I can't be nothing and I just want the government to take care of me and I don't care about capitalism and we could be socialists. And it's like we got through slavery, bro. Like we overcame slavery literally. Do you think you ain't got to be mentally strong to deal with that? Do you think they couldn't have dealt with somebody tweeting something mean at them? As a people, we have gotten so soft. And I want to know why. Is it what's in the food? What's going on so we collectively can acknowledge, hey, we don't believe in ourselves as much as we used to.
Colonel Cameron sees the whole scene, gets his great idea. And with this, that great white all-American organization, the KKK, was born. Cavalry and the bedsheet has come to the rescue. The South is saved. In this picture, the Ku Klux Klan was the good boy.
The South is saved. I want you to recognize who ran the South.
Most Hollywood films, though, even the early ones, weren't really nasty. Nobody was sitting around saying, hey, let's take care of the niggers. What producers were doing was making money. And to make money, they made pictures that white ticket buyers would enjoy. They showed Negroes the way most Americans like to think of them.
Yep.
To blame Hollywood is like throwing a rock at the mirror because you don't like what you see in it. Burt Williams was one of the great vaudeville performers. He couldn't get parts in white pictures, so he made a lot of short comedies. He played the part most Americans consider typical Negro. He wasn't bad, really, just lazy, stupid, and happy the way he was. And his feet hurt.
lazy, stupid, and happy the way it was. What image are we still painting in today? What do our music videos look like? What do our reality TV shows look like on TV? What do our biggest stars look like on social media? Why are we still playing an image, letting somebody make us look stupid? One thing no one will ever do is speak for me or represent me. I am my own man. I stand on my own 2 feet. And we need more people to step out and say this. Because this lazy, stupid narrative, and that don't fit me, bro. Not one bit.
He was afraid of most everything. And when he was scared, he shook and his teeth chattered. Unlike a scared white man, the black man's eyes could pop out of his head.
Always killing the image of the black man. Always want to make us look soft. That's why I love Malcolm X, because Malcolm X made it okay to be a man. He made you stand on principle. He made you, hey, this is what it is. Chill out. Muhammad Ali, we need more of them. We need to go back to that type of person.
When he was so scared he couldn't talk. He was also so scared he couldn't run. Black women, on the other hand, were steady and imperturbable.
And then this is really clutch. Really pay attention to the way they've always portrayed the black woman.
They stood like a rock on the face of things that scared black men. Another strange physical characteristic was when they were really very scared, the guys turned white. When you look back on these old films, the patterns come jumping out at you. The most consistent thing about them was the attack on the black man. He was never even given the privilege of being a man. He was a boy, as in, you know, here, boy. They had a lot of other great.
And this is why I feel the way about Bill Cosby. His case here nor there, pay attention to what he just said. As a black man, you were never given a chance to be a man, ever. And so many of our men, when they make it in Hollywood, they get comfortable sleeping with a lot of women, doing things that they think they've made it. You got to realize you're never comfortable. The same way you in the hood and you got to watch your back so you don't get shot. Once you make it, you got to watch out for people who are setting you up. You don't know what woman you're engaging with who in 15 years is going to say she didn't want that. You don't know which one of your homies hypothetically is your agent that's going to snake you out of money like LeVar Ball got snaked out. As Biggie and Puffy said, more money, more problems. We got to be aware of these situations so we can nip them in the bud, but it all comes from someone else's stereotype of us, of the black man, and what type of person we should be and what type of character we should have.
Great qualities besides being cowardly. For instance, they stole chickens.
Who's in there? Who's in there? Ain't nobody in here but us chickens.
Embarrassing.
They shot craps.
That is your papa talking to you now, guys. Come on.
Hey, I hope this video goes stupid viral. I really want people to see the image that has been painted of us forever. And we've never had our own control of that image.
And lions weren't the only thing they were afraid of either. They were afraid of gorillas.
Wallaceford, is that you next to me? Wallaceford, is that you next? Now, come on, Wallaceford. I don't know. Come on, tell me the truth. Is that you next to me? Wallaceford, please say yes.
Then the question is, why have they always wanted the black men to look soft? What do you get out of paying us as soft people?
Skeletons.
Yeah. Is that you scratching my head?
We don't look like the type of men that would leave slavery votes, do we?
Yeah.
We don't look like the type. We don't look like the type of men that say, "Nah, we ain't going for this. We gonna fight, or we gonna die." That's the image they don't want you to know. Is that that's who we really are. Give me liberty or give me death. We ain't ever been cowards, and we never will be. As long as we watching this, we gonna think we was. But you got to disconnect from that.
What's your hurry, boys?
Even when they were little boys, they had these characteristics. Farida in our gang was the boy. The tradition of the lazy, stupid, crap-shooting, chicken-stealing idiot was popularized by an actor named Lincoln Theodore Monroe Andrew Perry. Cat made $2 million in 5 years in the middle 30s, and everyone who ever saw a movie laughed at.
You hear how much money he made in the 30s?
Come out, wherever you.
And I'm gonna end it there. But what I'm gonna say, I'm gonna put the link to this full video below. It's always been about money. If they gave him a couple million in the 30s and realized, hey, look at the turnout we get. Oh my God, damn, hey, we really selling tickets. Man, if this didn't open eyes, I don't know what will. But we need content like this everywhere. Every man needs to see that this is the image that's been painted of us. Hell no. I don't know not one person that's okay with this. Like this video, share this video. Let's regain our image as men. Because we've been embarrassed too long by Hollywood and the mainstream media. We got to cut it out. Until next time, YouTube, spread love, spread positive vibes. Leave some comments below. Let me know what you think. All right, we out.